All right. I hope you support it. I hope you like the video. I hope you subscribe. I hope you come back. Okay. So, Tamara Maury's husband, Adam Housley, former, is he still a reporter? I just know when I used to work at the news station, we used to get a lot of packages from Adam Housley. Adam Housley, Fox News. Okay. So yeah, let's read. Adam tweeted this. And he tweeted it because some unusual whales posted breaking. Trump administration may ban the use of food stamps for purchasing junk food. Which I feel like is you policing the poor in a way that you don't police people who aren't poor. And I don't really like that. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. People should be able to buy chips if they want to buy chips. People should be able to buy a soda or cookies if they want to buy a soda and some cookies. Maybe y'all should, I don't know, focus on making the junk food healthier. I don't know, do something else with your fucking time. But trying to dictate what food people eat to this extent is annoying to me. It's annoying to me. Let people make decisions for their damn self. The fuck? So he said, as a kid who grew up in neighborhood grocery stores since I was 5, I can't tell you how many times I saw people come in and buy crap food for their kids with food stamps, then open the wallet and use cash for liquor, beer, wine, and cigarettes. What's your point? What's your point? Oh, let me guess. Your point is that they're poor and they have food stamps. So they should not be purchasing anything else, because if they have the money for the cigarettes and the wine and the beer, if they have the money for that, then that money should be used for the kids to have food. I think that's what you're trying to say. I feel like you are being very judgy, because in real life, being poor is hard. And I'm not saying vices make anything better, but I also feel like in real life, people should be able to use food stamps to buy food. And then if they want a couple of beers or a box of fucking wine, I feel like they should be able to do that. They're still poor, sweetie. Like, what is happening? What is happening? I'm just taking it. I'm just taking it. If it is true, I still feel like, who the fuck are you to tell people how to use their money? At the end of the day, they get the food stamps because they're not making enough money anyway. They're not making enough money anyway. So the little money that they do have, and how do you know where they got that money? Maybe somebody gave them the money and they like, oh, let me go get me a bill. I'm sure you like to drink. I'm sure you have. What do you think? Like, only rich and middle class people can drink beer, wine, and smoke cigarettes? Because usually people go to these things because they live in poverty and are stressed the fuck out and work a lot. And so when it's time to come home, it's hard to decompress because you have to worry about the fact that you're on fucking food stamps. And I'm not saying that it's everybody on food stamps, just to be clear. I'm just saying, even if it is, so what? So what? Poor people are entitled to wine, cigarettes, and beer, bitch, if that's what they want. Then there were those who would repeatedly buy a lemon or lime, get the change, walk out the door, throw them away, and do it again until they had enough change to buy cigarettes or alcohol. So this sounds like you saw people who had addiction problems gaming a system so that they can get money to feed their addiction. I don't believe that happened as often as you're saying it happened. But let's just say that it did happen. So then let's deal with the fact that, okay, so this is a signifier that somebody has an addiction problem. Does this mean we don't give them food stamps for food because they have an addiction problem? Or does this mean we need to get to the root of the addiction and they need help? It, is that what it means? Because if it was a white person and they were addicted to opioids, you would want to get some type of government funding to create some space for Becky Sue and the rest of the white girls to go to get help because they fall victim to the opioid epidemic, as y'all called it. I'm just saying. Like you still wouldn't want to deal with the problem. And the problem is not somebody spending a couple of cents on a lime or a lemon and then returning it for cash. I don't even think that's how that works. I don't even think people really are allowed to do that. As a kid, it pissed me off because there are some people who could really use the help. And then there are these others working the system. I think that if you would actually look at how poor people are in this country, you would not view this very small thing as a game on the system. Because then I would have to ask you, okay, so how are they benefiting off gaming this system? Are they now pocketing a whole bunch of money? That means that they really should be in a different tax bracket. Does it mean they're still it doesn't mean that they're getting paid anymore. They're still getting paid the amount of money that requires aid and welfare. Also, these people are mostly white because most of the people on welfare are white. So I don't even know if he means this as a racial thing, but either way, I feel like this is a very elitist, ignorant thing to say, and it has absolutely no nuance, compassion, thoughtfulness, or historical context to it, because essentially white people at large didn't see a problem with welfare before black people started to get it. And then when black people started to get welfare, all of a sudden it became, all of a sudden it became, we need to fight against these really civil services. Like, these are services that are being provided to the constituents of an area because the constituents pay fucking taxes. That tax money is being used to help everybody. And there are disparages. There are financial disparages in this system. And initially, white people understood that because all of them were getting the aid when they needed it. And then when we decided that black people were going to be able to get integrated into this system and they would then be able to get these same welfares, then all of a sudden it became a bad thing. And now everybody's gaming the system. When at the end of the day, when you actually look at a person, nobody is gaming shit. They're still not winning. It's still trying to keep head above water. This is such an ignorant fucking thing to say. This is such a stupid fucking thing to say. And you know it comes from a place of your elitism and you feeling like you're better than somebody and not being able to put yourself in other people's shoes, even as being a news correspondent and seeing what goes on in the world. You feel like you are sitting from a precipice where you can judge other people for however they tend to cope in this fucked up ass system that they will fail in anyway. Have you done your research, Adam Housley, on how people usually do not rise above and pull up their bootstraps and make it to a higher tax bracket in their lifetime? Most people are literally in the same tax bracket they were born in. They might get one tax bracket above what they were born into, but on average, most Americans are going to be in the exact same tax bracket as their family, no matter how much they work. So it's really fucking weird when we look at the culmination of a country where most people are making less than what's the national average for most people? Less than $50,000 a year. Most people in this country are scratching and surviving good times no matter what it looks like. But I think it's really, really fucking weird the way those of you who have been blessed to not have to worry about certain things feel like you can form such strong moral opinions on poor people when you yourself have never had to really deal with what it's like to be poor, to not have, to be hungry, to be depressed, to have to work a job that you fucking hate. Because I think you liked working at the news station, so miss me. Child. Adam, shut the fuck up. You're from Napa. That at all points in history has a primarily white population, which tracks because 70% of SNAP recipients are whites in this country. You over there being nosy about food and indulgences like your family don't own wineries and need cash alcohol buyers. Wow. Somebody said the system changed. You no longer get money back, and they pay cash for those items because they aren't covered under benefits. But I guess poor people should never have anything enjoyable. And you grew up wealthy. You have no idea what it's like to be on assistance. You are a goddamn lie. This never happened. And the fact that you fixed your fingers to type this bullshit is crazy. Tamara Mori, and you expect me to think y'all aren't horrible people? Okay. White people lies are so ridiculous, laughing my ass off, not even partially believable. So yeah. Yeah. And the truth of the matter is the people that are surviving off of junk food usually live in food deserts. That's another thing. That's not even their fault. That's not even their fault. The people that eat junk food like that usually live places where it is not easily accessible to get fresh fruits and vegetables in order to feed to their family. And let's not even talk about how expensive fruits and vegetables are. Bitch, when I tell you I ain't never looked at the price of eggs before, I have never looked at the price of eggs before, y'all. I'm a person that just feel like there's a certain amount of money that I have when I go into the store. That's how much I know I need at least this amount of money when I go in this store. And if I don't have that amount of money, I'm going to keep it to a small list of things. But I don't really look at the price because at the end of the day, if I need it, it don't matter. At the grocery store, to be clear. At the grocery store. It's the only place I don't really be looking at no goddamn prices. If I need the damn eggs, I need the eggs. Girl, a 18 pack. And listen, I normally get a pink pack, 18 count extra large eggs. We like eggs up in here. Okay, it's a good protein. You eat it, and then you can go on about the rest of your day. Okay, bitch. Eggs was $13.91. I said these hoes is crazy. I don't know how much I was paying for it before, but I know when I order it on Instacart, it ain't never said that. I ain't never seen that many numbers under the goddamn eggs. $13.41 for a pack of extra large 18 eggs. I said no. I said no. I said we gonna eat all of the rest of the eggs I got in here before I buy some more. No, it is cheaper to get bacon. I don't know how that happened, but I feel like there's a bird flu. So that's another reason why the eggs have. So you add the bird flu situation on top of the fact that y'all have now started to deport people. I told y'all this shit wasn't gonna get better. I told y'all that shit. I mean, at least not yet. Maybe it'll get better eventually, child. I can't speak for the foreseeable future. But I remember it was a lot of y'all, it don't matter who we vote for. It don't matter who we vote for. I bet you any money that Kamala would not have deported everybody that was working on the farms. I bet you Kamala would not have deported all of these people. I bet you she wouldn't have put all these tariffs on everybody. But y'all sitting up there arguing under stupid ass Umar's conversation about her in procedures to get rid of children. I need y'all to get over that. She was way too obsessed with, was she? Or do we just want women to have control over their own bodies? You dickhead. You're a bum. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just remember having these conversations and people just swore up and down that, America was going to be great again. Thank you, DeQuasia, for the super sticker, my love. Jay Jersey, thank you for the super chat. But when you making the money, they want your money. Crystal Brewer, thank you for the super chat. Y'all need to like this video. We see you haven't, because they be hating on me. They be hating on me. They be watching me, but they don't say nothing and they don't like shit. Hating. That's okay. Watching, hey, bitch, it's good. I love it. I love it. I love it. What? Diamond Monroe, thank you for being a member. Hey, Bondi. Oh, I read that one. Thank you, love. I appreciate y'all for supporting. And if you send something to the Cash App or whatever, I appreciate you for that. So, can't you cook with wine and beer? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can, especially wine. What about foods that have to be cooked that aren't snacks? Pasta, rice, beans, frozen veggies. I don't know. I feel like there's a happy medium for buying on stamps. I feel like this shouldn't even be a topic of conversation. If people are not making enough money in order to really live, give them the allotted amount of money and let them buy whatever the fuck they want to buy. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I don't know why it's even a conversation about picking apart what people buy. Stop it. Fucking stop it. Give them the money and let them figure it out for themselves. If you want to do something, make the food healthier, because there's a whole bunch of unhealthy food that ain't got nothing to do with a snack. The nigga that talk like this, RFK Jr., the nigga that talk like this, he said he gonna fix it for y'all. So we gonna wait and see. Like, let's focus on that. Right. Let's focus on the companies that manufacture the shit and what they put in it that makes it so unhealthy. How about y'all focus on that instead of trying to dictate how much money people with food stamps get, when you know that it does not matter, because when you are getting food stamps, it is based off of how much money you make in a system that is hell bent on keeping most people broke and poor. Like, why do you think the price of shit keep going up, but y'all don't want to raise minimum wage and y'all don't put a cap on how much can be charged for a house or rent or land? Y'all don't put a cap on none of that shit. Y'all just let people charge whatever exorbitant amount of money they want to charge people. And then turn around and want nickel and dime about some motherfucking M&Ms. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Shout out to Tiffany. God damn it. Somebody said another plane fell out the sky. Really? Because the last time I checked, one landed and then flipped the fuck over. But y'all got time to be talking to us about junk food. Figure out why the planes is doing what they doing. I'm scared to go anywhere. I'm scared to go anywhere.